Hello, hello, hello. We're back again for a new installment of Bible Study Scripture. Today we're going to be reading from Habakkuk chapter 2, a passage I've had a love and hate relationship with, but now on the love side because it has brought understanding into my life, right? So I'm just going to read a small passage and then explain because the previous chapter is also important. But I'm reading from chapter 2, verse 2 to 5. And it says, "Then the Lord answered me and said, write down the vision clearly upon the tablets, so that one can read it readily. For the vision still has its time, presses on to fulfillment, and it will not disappoint. If it delays, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not be late. The rash man has no integrity, but the just man, because of his faith, shall live. Wealth too is treacherous, the proud, unstable man. He who opens wide his throat like the netherworld and is insatiable as death. Who gathers to himself all the nations and rallies to himself all the peoples." So Habakkuk, at the beginning, in the first chapter, he's a dissatisfied prophet with regards to the violence that is happening around him in his life. That is, dissatisfaction is his life. It's what he sees, what he wakes up to, goes to sleep to, and brings this dissatisfaction to God. And the answer that God gives him is this. And I had a hate relationship with this passage because during my wilderness season, and my wilderness season started in 2015. And this is the year winter fits. And I was away from home, and it was the first time away from home, and I was having a hard time. And I depended on religion a lot, but there was still this dissatisfaction that I had with my relationship to divine because I felt like nothing was changing. And so I took a break from religion and all that and all the spiritual stuff, and I was like, you know what, God, I don't think you and I are working out, so I'm gonna take a break. And then things got even worse. That's why me and my mom hate this song. You know that song, Modi Moalite Ayomata. We hate that song because it ain't true. There's guys, when you invite divine in your life, it's matata times 10, times 100, exponentially. It's a number that keeps on increasing. The more closer you get to divine, it never stops, right? It gets worse. That's, for me, that's a fact. Never stops. However, in this relationship that you go in with divine, as that is exponentially growing, what grows with it, the more you stay with divine, is that as the problems increase, your trust and your love in divine increases with it. That means when you trust divine, there is no worry and anxiety that takes over your life. So the problems increase, but your calmness is still there. The peace that you get that is from within, right? Because we can only give what is within is what serves you. That's why it's easy sometimes to think that someone's life is easier than what it looks like, right? I have people in my life that were like that. No, it's easy for me. Let's make it difficult. Let's test her to see, is she really what she says she is? Is she what she perceives? She perceives herself to be. She walks so boldly, like as if life is just this heavenly place, right? And I've been put in places where people test me because what they perceive me to be is not true. But it's not that I don't have problems in my life. It's just how I handle those problems and how those problems do not sit on my face. They don't change my walk. They don't change the way I dress. My problems do not become me. They are there, but they don't have power over me. And the more growing in my journey with divine, I've seen that become a relevant thing where the issues are there, the problems are there. It's just that they don't scare me. I dwell in the shelter of the Most High. What do you think you can do to me that will change my trust in my divine, right? And while I was in this wilderness where my patience was being tested, because divine tells us here that the rash man has no integrity, that your impatience is what will get you into trouble. And when you have wealth and you are this proud, unstable person, that wealth becomes treacherous. It becomes an ugly thing, because then you are investing in the incorrect, you put in your money in the incorrect investment, right? Where it won't serve you in the long run. So that was my hate part, especially during in the wilderness, because I'm like, why do I have to wait? What is the reason for me waiting? You can clearly see my enemies being against me. Why are they not taken out of the way? And I learned through that part of patience, which you can only practice it when you're waiting. What I learned was that I had an experience to understand. I had situations and events that I had to go through and see them for what they are. And I can only see them because I am patient. When I show you a picture of the people who were with me in 2015 and the people who are with me now, the numbers have fallen drastically. The people who were there for me then are not here for me anymore because of the time elapsed period between that, where I was like, damn, you don't actually like me. You like what I am to you. You like what I can give to you. You like what I naturally just attract. And I'm like your good luck charm. But this good luck charm has feet, baby. It can leave. Watch me leave. And I would have never known people to be who they are without patience, without the time elapse for them to show me who they truly are. We can say all these nice words to each other. We can be charismatic and be so well spoken in poetry of I love you. But true love is shown through action. You are showing me you love me by staying with me in the storm. You're showing me that you love me by taking me as I am. You love me if you see the potential in me and have the ability to wait to see that potential come to fruition. And not all of us are meant to see. Not everyone is meant to see you become your potential, and not everyone is meant to be in your vicinity when you become who you truly are, right? That's why I'm no longer against people who have abandoned me, because I'm like, damn, you did me a favor, number one. But number two, I too have abandoned situations clearly because, firstly, sometimes even divine is like, girl, you better run. There's about to be an explosion here, right? I've left situations where I'm seeing clearly that things are about to be destroyed. Things are about to fall, and I don't want to be part of the debris when that happens. So I'm abandoning a situation for my safety, for the love of self, right? And if I've done that, how wrong is someone else for abandoning me for their own love, right? Regardless of whether you think them abandoning you is right or wrong, that does not matter. It's the fact that they ought to also live with the decision that they have made to leave you. So God here speaks to us about a vision that things do not stay the same forever. Things ought to change. They will always change. That's the constant thing in life. But that vision of change, we have to have trust in it, that it will come at its time. If it delays, wait for it, because it's coming. And we trust in divine saying that it will come. Thank you.